1.
Good afternoon, guys. My name is Jason Croom. I'm here with you to talk about a very important topic that affects all of us. 1965, long before many of you or your parents were born, the U.S. entered a war against the North Vietnamese, which is Vietnam. The war fought to prevent the spread of communism in South Vietnam and throughout the world. In 1969, the Army sent my grandfather to fight in Vietnam. My mother, Ms. Martin, was 2 years old at the time. There will be pictures I will pass around to show you guys. Be very careful with them. My grandfather served his first tour of duty for 18 months in Vietnam. He returned home for 1 month before he was called back up to report for another tour, this time for 12 months. This tour sent him to South Vietnam where the fighting was heavy. On patrol one day, my grandfather was injured when he stepped on a landmine. His right foot was partially blown off and he had to be lifted out of the battlefield. He spent about a month in Vietnam before he was shipped back to the U.S. for surgery and rehabilitation. It took my grandfather about 8 months to heal his foot completely. Because of the injuries he suffered during the Vietnam War, my grandfather, Benjamin Weeks, was awarded a Purple Heart Medal, which I'm about to pass around. This is an actual Purple Heart Medal that the U.S. gives you when you're injured in war or any of that type of stuff. After his foot was healed, my grandfather was given time to spend time with his family before he had to report back to the Army to complete his service. It was on a rainy day in October as my grandfather said goodbye to his wife and young daughter that he drove off to the Army base, but he never made it. My grandfather, who survived 2 tours of duty in the Vietnam War, he was killed instantly head-on in his car by a drunk driver. Students, if you learn nothing else from this speech, please let me urge you, when the time it comes for you to get behind the wheel of a car, never drink and drive. No family should ever have to go through that, because that's what mine had to go through. No family should ever have to go through a tragedy of losing a loved one because of some drinking and driving. Thank you.